There are no FDA-approved uses for kratom, a tree that's native to Southeast Asia. Despite that, controversy surrounding its use as a painkiller has skyrocketed in the last decade. MTN's Matt Holzhoffel takes a deep dive into the presence of the plant in Montana and whether there is cause for concern.
There's a lot we don't know about kratom, so let's start with what we do know. We begin 8,000 miles away. Indigenous to Thailand, Indonesia, and other Southeast Asian countries, kratom is legal in 44 states, including Montana. Users and activists claim that the plant can be used to relieve acute and chronic pain and can serve as an alternative to opioids.
In 2009, there was a cluster of 9 deaths in a 12-month period in Sweden that were attributed to the consumption of a powdered kratom product called KRATON. And so that got the attention, appropriately, of every public health official in the world, so some countries banned it. In the United States, the FDA decided that they were going to issue an import alert, which they did in 2012.
2 years after those deaths were reported, members of the National Board of Forensic Medicine in Sweden published a case report concluding that the addition of O-desmethyltramadol to powdered kratom leaves contributed to 9 unintentional deaths. Krypton is one of the substances that the American Kratom Association is concerned about. Because kratom is not regulated by the FDA, the association says that adulterated versions of the plant, like Krypton, can give pure kratom a bad rap. Dr. Deborah Rose is an addiction medicine specialist at Benefice. She says that one of her biggest concerns with kratom is the lack of regulation.
I favor a lot of botanical products and as alternatives to typical medications or over-the-counter things. But there are manufacturing standards with those products, or at least the ones that I personally use and recommend.
Regulation would also help law enforcement officials, whose current relationship with kratom lies in a bit of a gray area.
With kratom being kind of an unregulated thing and an unknown on a lot of its properties and how it works, we have to still pay attention to all the things that are there, and there's always a concern with what we deal with.
People will disagree all day about the uses of kratom, its potential for addiction, and whether or not it's safe in any dosage. The bottom line is that with each study you read and each person you talk to, they'll all include the caveat that further research is needed to determine the role that kratom should play in our society. If the FDA does more studies and concludes that kratom should be illegal nationwide, so be it. If they do those studies and determine that in certain doses, with the proper regulation, kratom can play an important role in the pharmaceutical industry, so be it. But people agree. Do the research. Matt Holzhoffel, MTN News.